What's up, YouTube? I'm going to do a review on Tabletop Simulator today. I'm going to go over the good and go over the bad. This is a review that has definitely been a long time coming. I'll get into that later in the video, but the gist of it is it's pretty much self-explanatory. It's a tabletop simulator. You can play pretty much any board game you want to on here. You can buy any of their DLCs that they have if any of those games seem appealing to you. Look over here, here's their workshop. You can pretty much download any board game that you can think of. It's more than likely pretty much on this workshop. It's not a bad game. I will admit it's not a bad game. However, the problem with this game in regards to the mods and something that people should be made aware of is it's not like how with other games, like take for example Ark, and I use that for an example because you can upload some really big mods, to workshop with Ark. This game was not designed where all the mods, like all the files for the mods, were uploaded to workshop. Um, it's actually kind of stupid how they designed this. The way it works is you download the mod from the workshop, and then it will link to whatever outside website that the mod creator will set up for it, and you'll download whatever textures, objects, whatever additional files you're going to need for that mod. So the downside to this game having a workshop is that a large amount of the games that are on this workshop, it's pretty much hit and miss. A large amount of them are non-functioning and broken mods because more often than not, a lot of mod creators absolutely do not keep up with their mods. So you need to kind of bear that in mind when you're looking at this game, and you're checking out the workshop and you're like, oh, I want to buy it for X, Y, and Z game. Yeah, it might be hit and miss, so there's no guarantee that that mod will even be working. Um, when I joined it, it had a very decent community. I met a lot of nice people on there, and a lot of people will actually create their own games on this platform. Like for example, a guy I met, StarCaptainDread, who really nice dude by the way. He uh he actually has a workshop, and you can see this is his website right here where he actually sells what's called print and play tabletop games on his website. And you can pretty much find a lot of this on the workshop for Tabletop Simulator as well too. So like if you want to check out the game, say you own Tabletop Simulator and you check out one of his games and you like it, you can get a printout for fairly cheap because I mean between $1 and $5. I mean, in all reality, that's not bad at all. That's actually not bad at all. And for example, here's like one of his if I can click the right thing here. This is one of his games that he sells. Don't Steal My Cow, Man. So as you can see, you can pretty much check this out via the game. And there are a lot of content creators on here. They do like a very, very good job. And like I said, I have met a lot of nice people on this game. However, I do have to kind of throw a few disclaimers in there regarding this game. For example, it has a very huge learning curve. Uh, the interface, you're going to have to sort of play with it. It does have a tutorial, but the tutorial, it's nothing to write home to mom about. It's pretty much a crap tutorial. You know, I don't know any nice way to put that. It was very lazily done. You know, it's pretty much more or less, there's the table, there's the pieces, there you go. It kind of makes you think of that Patrick Swayze movie. You know, where he goes, there's the brake, there's the gas, don't, there's the road, don't overload. Like Parenthood, I think it was. It's very much like that. It's that type of tutorial. So you are going to have a learning curve when you buy this game. You are going to have patience and figure out what each, control and everything does and how everything works in the game. Now, that doesn't bother you, then I would say absolutely, take take a look at it. But there are a few things that you kind of gotta know. The game had a global chat where everybody could chat, and get together and talk. And yeah, that was taken out of the game. Why they left the window for it, I don't know. I mean, and this game does not have an option to remove global chat. And personally, I never personally used it. It was kind of an eyesore in the game to me, to be entirely honest. But a lot of people used it, and it basically got taken out of game due to gender politics, which this here basically, Tabletop Simulator removes global chat amid LGBTQ moderation controversy. The developer Berserk Games donates 10,000. I don't know why I thought it was 20. To the to trans charity by way of apology. Now, I'm gonna give you guys Cliff Notes version of what happened, and this is pretty much was my experience when all of this went on, and this was my reason for waiting a little bit before making this video, because I had my own experience in this community that I'm gonna just go on and put out there. When this all happened, I didn't want to judge, the situation right away. So what I did is, I looked at everything, regarding what was going on, read through the so-called evidence that this individual had thrown out there. I literally could not find anything that screamed transphobia to me. And what it basically started over was identity politics, gender politics, whatever. This individual who felt the need to proclaim themselves in global chat as a transgender pansexual mother. And I assume they're gay because they got banned for trying to type the word gay in global chat, and they were warned many times, and they kept doing it, and they copped one of those auto ban deals. So they took to Twitter, they raised a big stink about it, and obviously folks got up in arms over it, made a big deal out of it, but I don't really feel like anybody actually really read what went down, because like I said, I didn't get it. Maybe it's because, I'm not versed in identity politics. I don't spend my whole day, obsessed about what my identity is. I'm pretty secure in that area. But it got so bad to the point where the game was being review bombed. So ultimately, this person's ban got lifted. And they ended up milking Berserk Games because Berserk Games ended up bending knee and donating 10 grand. Like I said, I originally thought it was 20, but I guess it was 10. But the problem I had with this is I actually read this person's Twitter, and pretty sure they removed the tweet now because they got called out for this, but they were spoiling for a fight. And I had made a comment about this on the forum. There was a thread going, and I made a comment about it. And I said, it looks to me like this person was spoiling for a fight. I mean, when you sit there and you make comments like, oh, it's not over yet, this is personal now, you know, that's somebody with an axe to grind. That's somebody with an axe to grind. And to address the elephant in the room because it was turned into an issue of, oh, so me being trans, that's not family friendly. And common sense kind of comes into play here. It's not about you being trans. It's not even about identity politics. Walking in the room hollering about how you're a transsexual or transgender, you know, they keep changing the words. It used to be transsexual, now it's transgender. You're a transgender mom, pansexual mom. Which, if you look that word up, by the way, fun fact, all it means is that you'll sleep with anything and everybody under the guise of love. Back in the hippie days, we used to call that free love. So I don't really think that's anything I would want to be running around bragging about, me personally. I'm not going to wave whatever flag, but that's just my personal opinion. If you actually read the definition of it, it's more or less the same thing as free love. Pretty much. I mean, you have to wear your BS detector or whatever when you're reading half of this crap, but that's pretty much what it is. And they wanted to announce this, and I'm sitting there thinking, okay, what for what? What's the point? Like, who really cares? And so they walked in, it's like walking in a room saying, hi, I'm so and so. I'm a transgender pansexual mom. No, absolutely not. That is not family friendly. That is not appropriate. It is no more appropriate than me walking into a room going, hey, I'm Cool Daddy Fresh. I'm a straight man and I love me some women. Yeah. No, what that does is that makes you creepy as shit. That's what that does. So no, it's not family friendly. It's not appropriate, and them banning you, they had absolutely every right for banning you because you pulled the envelope. But no, you pulled dumb crap. It is what it is. So as a result, as they say, when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Their stupid prize was they lost global chat entirely, but they did. I give Homegirl credit. She did milk them for 10 damn grand. I honestly kind of lost all respect for Berserk when they did that because why would you bend knee when you're completely in the right? It makes absolutely no sense. You don't bend knee when you're in the right. You know. But they backed down, like most companies out here, and they took that knee and they puckered those lips up like a big old buttercup and kissed that entire ass. That's a them problem. That's not a me problem. So I called this out on the Steam forums in the middle of a thread. Of course, I received a lot of hate and a lot of backlash, but I was very polite in my post. I was very polite in my post. And so I guess one of their moderators didn't like my opinion, so I got banned off of the forum. So I took to Discord because I'd been a member of their Discord for years, and I said, hey, all I did was give an opinion a bird's eye view on the situation. I didn't even choose sides when I gave that opinion. All I basically said was it looked like she was spoiling for a fight. I pretty much got verbally ganged upon by everybody that was present in the Discord that day, up to and including Berserk's own moderators. And I got kicked out and banned from their Discord. Never said a negative thing the entire time on either interaction. And just for the record, I did video record all of this, and I could have done very well like this young lady and threw, my logs out there, threw a tantrum, and all this. But I seriously doubt it would have had the same effect, you know, whereas many people, wanted to sit there and go, oh my God, over identity politics. It wouldn't have had the same effect. So my takeaway from this, and this is my opinion, but this is also my warning to anybody who is considering purchasing this game, is that if you are straight, and I ain't gonna lie, I got the mentality that if you were either straight or white, you were not welcome in this community. So that was pretty much my takeaway from it. So that is something you kind of want to keep in mind when you're thinking about buying this game. Do you want to give your money to Berserk Games? And to be entirely honest, Berserk Games, if you just wanted to throw 10 grand away, you could have sent me 10 grand for the Save Pharotious fund. That's what you could have did. My man has cancer. He needs all the help he can get. And his wife, Gypsy, she needs her medical issues taken care of too. I got 2 lives I'm trying to save. So if you guys want to sit there and be tossing 10 grand towards any charity, send it to the Save Pharotious fund, care of Cool Daddy Fresh. If you can't do that, you ain't about shit. One thing to point out on a final note regarding that is the fact that my Steam forum ban on Tabletop Simulator forums, I actually contacted Steam support, and even Steam was scratching their head as far as why I even got banned. They had no idea, and considering it was a wrongful ban in the first place, they lifted the ban almost immediately and apologized for the way that I had been treated. Now, while I am grateful to Steam support, kudos to them. The thing that bothered me about that situation was the fact that they were even placed in a situation to have to apologize in the first place for the behavior of a company or the staff, more to the point, moderators and staff for a company. You know, Steam should have never had been put in a position to have to even apologize for how Berserk Games was handling their business. And it's also, worthy to note that while they did get $10,000 donated, there were still people out there crying that that was not good enough and were very ungrateful that Berserk Games even did this. When personally, I would have took the win. I mean, me personally, I think they kind of went above and beyond the Call of Duty or whatever. It was definitely more than a band-aid's worth. And 10,000 is nothing to tune, your nose up at. So all of those people definitely needed to shut up, and just simply say thank you to Berserk Games, because they didn't have to even do that. Now, one of the things that I ultimately want to say is that while I did give my experiences in regarding this game, I did meet a whole lot of people that were really nice. Unfortunately, I don't interact with the community like that anymore, so I can't speak as to whether or not this mentality has died down, if it's went back to the way it was. I can say that I would encourage anybody, if you are looking towards buying this game, I would definitely encourage you to get it when it is on a Steam sale. Right now, it's currently not. I would not say it's worth $19.99. I absolutely would not say that. Um, I wouldn't even say it was worth $5, $1 or $2. $1 or $2, this game is probably worth. That's the most I would recommend. And I actually, when I bought this game, I bought the 4-pack. I bought the 4-pack for me and 3 other friends, which, for the record, one of those friends is transgender, by the way. So before anybody starts pointing the finger and hollering how I'm being transphobic, kiss my butt. Kiss my entire butt. That's what you can do. But if I'd have known then what I know now, I would probably not have purchased this game or gave this company any money whatsoever because they don't deserve it. And the game, while it is a very nice game, it comes with a lot of issues, a lot of broken mods, a half-assed tutorial that doesn't really tell you much of anything at all. It doesn't even go cover 1% of what you need to know and how to function with this game. And a non-functioning global chat that you can't even disable entirely to where the window is moved out of your way. All you have the option to do is minimize said window. You have no way of moving it out of the way entirely. Or getting it out of your face. Period. So anyway, these are pretty much my thoughts on the game. If you don't mind risking the whole gender politics thing, and running into people who want to, I guess, share too much information, go for it. Absolutely buy it. I mean, I personally haven't played it since all that stuff happened. I kind of walked away from this community myself personally, but I do know there's some people still hanging in strong. There's some people that still enjoy this game, and if you're one of the lucky few, like I was, to meet some of those people, you will meet some really great people. However, this is not a game that I would let your child play unattended. You definitely want to keep an eye on who your kid is interacting with while playing this game. You know, because you just don't want your child sitting there having a conversation or whatever about what somebody does behind closed door with a complete and total stranger. You know, but you obviously have people in the community who feel the need to share that crap. So other than that, that's all I got for this video. So I don't recommend the game, but it is a poor man's option. If you don't have a lot of money to spend on tabletop RPGs and stuff like that online, it is definitely the cheapest route to go in order to do a tabletop, RPG with friends or just play some board games. But I definitely recommend catching it on a minimum 80% Steam sale or higher. I would absolutely not give them any more money than I would have to. Anyway, that concludes this video. You guys stay safe. Hope it's helped. Have a good one, everybody.